Happy Saturday, September 6th. We are back with another stream today. We're going to be doing a little bit different, right? We're going to go over MLB as usual, but I also want to throw in some college football plays that I really do like today using the new rootbets.com college football simulator. So, strap in. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you drop a like and a subscription. We're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right on in with a special announcement to start. So, first and foremost here, we have a mega discount running on the site to celebrate the first weekend of football, with NFL and college football being here this weekend and live on the site. Code football, watch this, apply. 50% off any package. 50% off any package. This is the yearly. This is probably the best bang for your buck. You go sign up for the year, you get it for less than it's about $10 a month for a full year of access to rootbets.com. So, code football, first 50 people only that use the code get 50% off any package just for this weekend to celebrate the NFL and college football coming out. So, note, that is important to note. Jesus, we got wild memes going on the Twitter right now. Let's go ahead and let's look at, I wanted to pull up ESPN and pull up the, what is it? College football scoreboard here. And let's see if we have anything that looks interesting. I know I do. At the bottom of the screen, rolling across, you'll see, by the way, TikTok people, we are live on Twitch right now too. You'll notice the bottom of the screen, I have a little bit of a play. You're on the other side of Duke and Illinois. I think it's going to be a really close game. Ultimately, I did get I bought a half a point. I think Illinois can pull that one out. Actually, where's the slip? I think Illinois can pull it out, but I like Duke to lose by a field goal at the most, honestly. I think it should be a good matchup. I do think that the line makes a lot of sense. Here, let's single screen this. Let's single screen this. Let's pull it up. Actually, why not? We'll keep the double screen. SMU minus 2.5. I really like the SMU Baylor play here. I'll show you why. So we actually do have some good data after the first week. We have some pretty strong data for how I model these games out after the first week. This is rare. We usually don't see a spread this far off. Usually we don't see one this far off where we have SMU favored by almost 10, almost double digits for SMU. So I have to ride the SMU minus 2.5 here. Why do I like Iowa and the Duke spread? Well, Illinois, first of all. Once again, it's really early in the season, so we're taking flyers on some of these teams, specifically like Iowa and Duke. Basically, I'm going against Illinois. I think Illinois is a little overrated. I have this being a 50-50 game, essentially. I think this one's going to be really, really close. It's going to come down to Duke, hopefully losing by a field goal or less. I think these are two pretty evenly matched teams, especially when you give Duke a little bit of a home field advantage here. I know Illinois is ranked higher, but Duke's not a bad program. I think it's just going to be a really close game, so I'm going to ride with the underdog here. It seems almost too obvious as well. If you just think about it logically, it seems almost too obvious to take the 11th ranked team versus an unranked opponent at like -2. You know what I mean? Or -3. You know, if it was that big of a mismatch in terms of like the 11th team versus the unranked, it's super obvious. Obviously, it's Illinois. You would expect a much larger spread than 2.5 points. I bought a point here, or half a point to make it 3.5. Same thing with Iowa. I think Iowa's extremely underrated right now. I think Iowa's a really good team. They always are. They're always a really good team, but I think Iowa can outright win this game today against Iowa State. I think Iowa is a really good program. And another 50-50 here, I'm going to ride with the underdog. It's a very similar sentiment to the Illinois game where you have a ranked team versus an unranked team. The line is extremely close. You probably are going to see a ton of public on the ranked side. Yeah, I think it's just week 1, Lil Papa. You can't, in my opinion, honestly, I mean, to really dial in football, it's tough because you only get a game a week, right? Whereas baseball, basketball, like after like 2 weeks of the season, you're pretty dialed with how these teams are going to look for the rest, not for the rest of the year, but like you have a lot of data to be able to really work on how these teams are going to look. Football, you only get one chance a week to really evaluate the talent, evaluate the teams, and then from there, hopefully they make some adjustments for the next week or whatever, but usually it takes like 4 or 5 weeks to really get a good feel for a team. So football becomes pretty tough early in the season. You got to rely heavily on teams hopefully playing to how they're supposed to, because there's not a lot of chances. So yeah, I don't mind Iowa State, or Iowa plus 3.5 at Iowa State. I think it's a pretty good opportunity. I like that it's 3.5. If it was Iowa plus 3, I don't know. I'd be a little bit probably, maybe I'd take it, maybe not. But the fact they're giving us that 3.5, Iowa's always a really good defensive program. I think they can keep it close throughout the entire game. So I am all in on. I'll take that. I'm happy to take that. Let's see what else we have here. Obviously, we're not going to be looking at any of these spreads where it's minus 37.5, minus 45. Like what? That's minus 35.5. Those are ridiculous. Minus 43. There's a lot of blowout spreads today. Virginia, North Carolina State. This is an interesting one here. This is pretty tight. It's 2.5, which makes me feel a little weird about. Once again, if your team, they need to cover by a field goal. So if you're on the favorite, that's fine. But if you're on the underdog, you might as well take the underdog to win. Very unlikely that Virginia would lose by 2 or less. You know what I mean? So for me on that one, I think NC State minus 3. The line's 2.5. There's just not enough there for me to want to take that. Not enough there. Not enough margin for me to want to take that play. Not a huge fan of that for Virginia, NC State. I think it's a really fair line. NC State maybe outright. I think maybe just NC State outright could be okay, but a bit sketchy. I like getting UConn by a little. Like I think UConn can lose by a touchdown today, and I'm happy with that. We're good with them on the plus 7.5 there. Liberty, Jacksonville State. Kind of a random. Jacksonville State. I mean, we got Jacksonville State by about 8 points. That doesn't make sense here why Liberty's favored. But these ones are also really tough. Their ELO ratings are not dialed. These Conference USA teams, they're pretty tough, man. Pretty inconsistent. Most of these guys are going to be accountants and financial advisors in like 2 weeks or 2 months. So I personally don't touch these types of teams. It's rare that I would. It's very rare that I would. Very rare. Oklahoma or Michigan? I would ride. Honestly, I think I don't know. Yeah, I haven't decided on that one. I'm probably gonna ride Michigan though. It's really tight here. I got Michigan winning, but barely. What's the line on this one? Michigan is, plus 5.5. Interesting. It's tough. These types of matchups in week 2, we don't have much on either of these teams yet, especially with both having new quarterbacks. Oh my gosh, these are tough. I would go Michigan if I had to here. I'm probably going to. Depends how the early slate goes for me, but if I'm feeling good later, I'll probably go Michigan if I'm going to take this game. Yo, Happy Nuggets, thank you for the heart. So the line has moved so much on this. Yeah, what was it? Let's see. I forgot what it was. I looked at it earlier. Opened at 5. Oh, it's still it opened at 5.5. Currently at 5.5. Must have moved back. But yeah. I do think there's actually some pretty good value in taking Michigan at plus 170, though. Like, that's a pretty good underdog. That's a pretty good underdog. Plus 170, I think, is pretty good value. This should be a close game. Michigan's a good team. Michigan is a good team, so this line looks like it's moved. Kansas, Missouri. Kansas, Missouri. You didn't see the slip he had. There you go. Kansas, Missouri here. Pretty interesting. I think Kansas as a dog is not a bad play today. I don't mind Kansas at the 5.5. Miami, Ohio, and Rutgers here. This is another one, man. Like, I know Miami of Ohio didn't score last week, but they took Wisconsin. I mean, Wisconsin's not that good either, though. We just need more. We need more on these teams. These like Miami of Ohio, these MAC teams. We need more. It's too early in the year to be really understanding where these teams lie in terms of their skill. Just way too early. So week 2 is tough. Week 2 is tough. Week 2 is going to be tough. So yeah, I mean, these are really the plays that I like the most so far for the early slate. We'll see how this goes. I did lay some pretty solid plays out here on player profit as well. My player profit picks today on these 2 games here, or on a couple of these games here, we put 3,000 on Connecticut plus 7.5, and I put 5,000 on SMU minus 2.5. So I went pretty heavy here on Connecticut and SMU on player profit. Code RudeBets if you want to sign up for player profit. Playerprofit.com funding challenges. This is what this is. This is my funding challenge for the $100,000 pro account. This is my funding challenge. So these are 2 plays I'm taking on it. If we hit them, very, very nice day. And if we hit them, I'm probably going to roll some stuff. I'm going to roll these. I'm going to roll that, honestly, in for the evening slates. So if we hit that, that'll be huge. That will be huge. But yeah, let me go ahead and let's transition over to MLB here for a little bit. You think SMU wins like 40-something to 20-something? I think SMU wins too, man. I hope that's the score. That'd be beautiful. That would be beautiful. But let's go ahead, transition over to MLB. Let's look into some MLB for today. We still do have a full slate of this MLB stuff, right? So, I think it's worth going over. MLB is not done. MLB is not done. A lot of people say MLB is dead. MLB is not dead. So let's jump into MLB, man. There's still some good opportunities, starting with Jays and Yankees. Starting with Jays and Yankees. Jays is a dog here, plus 118. Pretty good value on the money line. There's a 41% home run weather ballpark factor in New York today. This is a very good opportune game for home runs. Jays, Yankees. Try ULM beating Alabama. You're crazy. That's not happening. Wisconsin needs to beat them next week. That's what I'm waiting for. But massive home run opportunity here in this game. We got George Springer, who looks decent. Dalton Varsho looks pretty good. Barger looks pretty good. Trent Grisham looks outstanding. Ben Rice looks really good. Bellinger looks good. Jazz looks good. Judge, negative EV, but he looks fine. So many options for home runs in this game. Chris Bassett sitting here with a 3.39 home run rate. That's not that insane. It's pretty average. But if we look at the home run opportunity here, I mean, Oof, these odds are pretty rough. Can't lie. A lot of guys in the plus 200s here. A lot of people in the plus 200s. Ben Rice plus, yeah, oh my gosh, even Ben Rice. I think Cody Bellinger is probably the best bet in the 400s, but this is one of those games where they all look great for home runs today. Outstanding for home runs today. So, have fun with this one. Take your pick. Let's see how Ben Rice has been doing StatCast wise. Do we have anything here for him? 94 average exit velo is really good. Hard hit rate's good. Fly ball rate's a little low, but yeah, I think you can take your pick for home runs in this game, and you can have an absolute field day. I think you got to go Trent. You got to ride Trent's hot streak right now. Trent Grisham is just way too red hot. So Trent Grisham versus righties, 95 exit velo, 20% barrel rate. You got to ride Trent Grisham. But Cody's going to have some good value today, too. So is Dalton. So, yeah. A lot of people said Florida State was going to beat Alabama. What happened? Florida State did beat Alabama. Game 2, Nats Cubs. Game 2, Nats Cubs here. Let's see. Cubs minus 168. I mean, there's no value on that money line at all. If anything, Nats plus 225 is where it would be. Matthew Boyd going against Brad Lord. Yeah, there's not going to be much here for the Nats today against Boyd. Matthew Boyd has been struggling recently, but still really good on the year. Numbers are great on the year. Paul DeYoung's he's the only guy that hits for power against lefties on this lineup, but I wouldn't touch it. Yeah, pretty boring game overall for player props. I mean, the Cubs should have a field day today offensively. Probably going to be a lot of small ball, though. I think the Cubs, they're probably going to take them down with 1,000 cuts. You know what I mean? A lot of hits. Ian Happ, Kyle Tucker, Michael Bush, Pete Crow Armstrong. Like, I expect to see a lot of hits. Guys going around the bases, scoring that way. Not really so much from the home run ball. Brad Lord on the year, only a 2.52% home run rate. So 2% of batters hit a home run off of him only. League average for righties is 3.46. Yeah, doesn't scream like a huge home run game, but Cubs probably win this one. And I just don't think there's much value on taking him at minus 275. So I'd probably stay away from this game overall. Game 3, Phillies Marlins. Phillies minus 158. It's exactly what we have them at. So they're a fair price today on the money line. They are a fair price on the money line today. Luzardo going up against Sandy Alcantara. Schwarber for a home run today. Nothing crazy. 21% chance. It's okay. His odds are going to be in the plus 100, so I don't think it's worth it. I do not think it's worth it for a Kyle Schwarber home run today. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. He's at plus 260. That's actually not terrible. It still doesn't meet up to the 21% home run chance, but yeah, he's 3 for 16, 188 in the last 3 years versus Sandy Alcantara. 4 Ks, 4 walks. Not a huge fan of Schwarber's value today. Tennessee wins by 70. UNLV beats UCLA. Interesting takes. Next game here. Let's go White Sox Tigers. Quick glance if there's anything in this one. No home runs on either side of this game. Ball versus Martin Perez. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be probably a pretty easy win for the Tigers today. I don't think there's too much to go over in that one. Brewers Pirates. No home run probabilities that jump out in this game either, just like yesterday. Yeah, small ball game. Sal Frelick, Bryce Trang, both should probably get hits, possibly hits, runs, and RBIs. Overall, not a whole lot in this one. You know, let's change this up a little bit today. Instead of going game by game and seeing a lot of duds, let's go player by player and find some bangers that way. Looking at the leaderboard here, Shea Lang. Let's go all game projections. Let's look at pitch mix ratings here. Ramon Laureano. Okay. Laureano, 21% chance at a home run against McCade Brown here. You ready for basketball vibes? It's coming. It's coming. You got some time. Enjoy baseball while it lasts. It's a fun sport, even though people they don't appreciate it enough, in my opinion. If we look at Ramon Laureano here, 10 out of 10 on the pitch mix because he dominates curveballs. Okay. Versus righties. Look at fastball and a curveball and a slider. Statcast for Ramon Laureano here. Hard hit rate 70%, average exit velo 97. Oh my god, these numbers are crazy. Whew. Okay, yeah, so Ramon Laureano is go look at his odds for a homer here. Ramon Laureano odds to hit a home run today, plus 420. That's a play. This is a play and a half. This Statcast looks outstanding. 38% fly ball, 71% hard hit rate, average exit velo 97.7 miles an hour. And this is his last 30 batted balls. In his last 10, very similar numbers. Wow. So Ramon Laureano, I mean, this is a play I really like. Okay, let's take note of that one. Ramon Laureano. Dalton Varsho, we already really like him. Let's see what Dalton's odds are for a homer today. Probably plus 280 if I had to guess. It's kind of what they usually are. Problem is Dalton Varsho, his Statcast is down. It is not looking too hot. Versus righties in the last 20. 91 average exit velo is decent. 45% hard rate. Okay, it's not terrible, actually. It's getting better. Let's look against the sinker, and let's look against the slider. 89 average exit velo, 37.5% hard hit rate. Those are okay numbers. Those are okay numbers here. Nothing crazy. 50% fly ball, I do like that. Line drive, pop up, decent. These are decent numbers. 50% fly ball is decent. I like Dalton Varsho today. I really do. I think he gets one today. I think he's due. He's so due. So Ramon Laureano, Dalton Varsho, these are two I really like. If we look at home run probability, Shea Langolier is only a 4.43 on the pitch mix, but he's going up against Kikuchi, who he's 1 for 6 with a home run against. His one hit is a homer. Lefties, last 20 batted balls for Shea Langoliers. Pretty solid numbers, actually. 92.92 average exit velocity, 38.9% hard hit rate. It's a little low. 38.9% fly ball rate. It's pretty solid. 42% of his fly balls are a home run. Yeah, Shea versus lefties. I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. He is my number one overall option today to hit a home run as well. He's sitting on the board currently at plus 300. That's a good play. That is a good play. What do I think about the Cubs run line over the Nats and the White Sox over 1.5 team total? I think the White Sox will get over 1.5 team total. I do think that'll happen. Cubs run line versus the Nats. Not a huge fan of it, honestly. I don't really love much about that Cubs Nats game. I think Cubs probably have a good amount of hits, but doesn't seem like it's setting up to be a big home run game, which means it might be a little difficult to cover a 1.5, even though it's the Nats. Brad Lord's not terrible. Yeah, I don't love that run line versus the Nats. I think personally I would stay away from that. But I do think the White Sox will put up a couple runs today. All right, so we like Shea Langoliers. We like Ramon Laureano for home runs. We like Dalton Varsho for a home run today. We like Trent Grisham for a home run today. I like Brandon Lowe for a home run today. These are all we got some pretty darn good options. If we look at walks here, let's see somebody, Juan Soto, for a walk. Brady Singer, what's his walk rate this year? 8.58. Not good enough. Not good enough. Let's see. Joe Adell, I think there's a lot of opportunities. Let's go to that Angels game, actually. I feel like there's a lot of opportunities for home runs in this Angels Athletics game. This is one we're going to want to zone in on here. We need lineup confirmations here, but we got Shea Langoliers with a 34% chance to hit a home run. We got Nick Kurtz with a 20% chance to hit a home run. We got Colby Thomas with a 30% chance. Nito, 23%. Trout, 25%. Taylor Ward, 26%. Yoan Moncada, 20%. Joe Adell, 25%. We have a 18% ballpark factor in Los Angeles. This is a game made for home runs. Holy cow. JT Ginn pitching for Oakland, 5.21% of batters allow or a home run allowed to. That is 2% more per batter than league average. Over an entire start, that's like, what, if he sees 20 batters, 40% more than league average throughout an entire start. On the other side, Yusei Kikuchi, he gives up a home run to 3.15% of total batters faced. League average for lefties is 3.05%, so he's about average. That being said, A's hit for power against lefties. Shea Langoliers, 1.84 total bases per hit versus lefties. That's a big number. Colby Thomas, 2.40 total bases per hit versus left-handed pitching. It's a big number. Nick Kurtz, 2.06 total bases per hit versus left-handed pitching. Very low batting average for Nick Kurtz, only 1.88. If we look at Nick Kurtz's StatCast here versus lefties, last 20 batted balls, 85 exit velo average, 30% hard hit rate. Those are bad. These are not, Nick Kurtz versus lefties, these are not enticing numbers if I'm being honest with you. But Colby Thomas versus lefties, 61% hard hit rate, 97 average exit velo. Those are good numbers. Yeah, this is a home run game if I've ever seen one. There are so many options here. I love Shea today. Even Jacob Wilson sitting at a plus 900 is not a bad option. Don't know that I'd really go for it, but if you want, you could. Still, it's definitely in play. Yoan Moncada, plus 420. Yeah. Joe Adell, I really like Nito. I really like Taylor Ward today. God, there's so many options in this game. So, Angels, A's, Yankees, Jays, both are built for home runs today. Both of those games. Even Padres, Rockies. I don't know how the Padres got shut out in Colorado against Kyle Freeland yesterday. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I have absolutely no idea how that happened. If we look at strikeouts here, pitcher strikeouts, there's some opportunities here today for this too. Specifically, Brandon Woodruff against the Pirates, 5.5 line. I think that's a really favorable line for strikeouts today. Brandon Woodruff going up against the 8th ranked strikeout matchup. Pirates strike out the 8th most in the league, 8.7 times per game on average. And Brandon Woodruff strikes out batters at a 30% rate. League average for righties is 19%. That's 11% more per batter than league average. He strikes out batters 11% more per batter faced. So Brandon Woodruff over 5.5 strikeouts. He's going to have to go pretty deep into this game, I think. Brewers' bullpen is a little bit weak. They did get a good day of rest yesterday with Quinn Priester going deep, but Brandon Woodruff strikeouts, beautiful line today. Over 5.5 against the Pirates. JT Ginn, I know we just talked about the number of home runs in that game that I expect to happen, but JT Ginn's strikeouts against the Angels today, I don't hate that. He's sitting at 6.5 at plus money. I think it's a good long shot. It's a lot of strikeouts, but it's not a bad long shot for strikeouts. Pitcher earned runs has been doing a very good service for me lately. Today, I'd be targeting guys like Shane Baz, Andre Payante, Fott, Bibby. A lot of over 2.5 earned run opportunities on the board today. Alcantara, Payante, Baz, Fott, Bibby, Bryce Miller, even Verlander. A lot of opportunity, I think, today for pitcher earned runs allowed. Even hits allowed, too. Like a guy like Verlander for over hits allowed could be a good play. Fott over hits allowed. I don't know what his line is. If you can get at 5.5 versus the Red Sox. Let's see. Pitcher hits. 5.5, yeah. That's not a bad line. Brandon Fott over 5.5 hits allowed. I think it's a pretty solid line. There's a lot of value on this MLB board today. There's a lot of value on this MLB board today. So come join rudebets.com. There is a 50% off code right here, code football. Go to rudebets.com. There should be a link in my bio as well, but code football, 50% off any package, weekly, monthly, yearly, whatever you want to do. Code football get you 50% off. So 50% off to get access to NFL tool, MLB tool, college football tool, and the Discord. Very much worth it. So, I think we're lining up for a banger of a day today. I'm excited. I'm very excited for what this slate has to offer. With that being said, college football is kicking off right now, so we're going to end the stream. We're going to get this video posted on YouTube. If you missed the stream on Twitch, you can go check it out on YouTube. Look up Rude Bets. You'll find me, and you'll see the stream there. We covered a lot of great plays for college football today, a lot of great plays in the MLB, and showed you what rudebets.com is all about. So come join Code Football. Get access to the plays. 50% off this weekend only. This code is going away. It's only for the opening weekend of football. Go join. I will see y'all once again. The code 50% off is football. Peace out.